You are flying budget airlines all wrong. My name is Claire and I have flown with so many budget airlines over the years, usually travelling from the UK to Europe, and here are the mistakes that everybody makes. The first mistake is people don't have the right bag. As I'm sure you know, when you book a budget airline flight, you have the option to add a hold bag, which comes at an extra cost, or add a bigger carry-on bag, which also costs more. What you don't know is that you can take a personal item which goes under the seat in front of you, and these can be bigger than you think they are. This is the maximum size for a personal item bag with EasyJet, which is the airline I'm flying with tomorrow. So let's see how much we can get into this bag. So I'm going away for 2 days. It is the summer, but I am flying to Scotland, so I'm not expecting it to be super warm. I've got one evening dress here for the one event we have, which I'm going to roll up nicely. Put in. I'm at a conference, so I'm going to put my conference trousers in. T-shirt for my conference trousers. Pair of casual trousers, couple more tops, Birkenstock sandals, pyjamas, underwear, socks, gym shorts, sports bra and gym top. Still got plenty of room. So I've also got to fit my toiletries and my laptop in that. I'm not going to put that in just yet because I will need them tonight, but let me show you how much room I've still got. So my laptop will go down the side, no problem. And then my toiletries will just go on the top. And I promise you that that is an underseat bag. So if you're only going for a couple of days, one of the biggest mistakes that you can make is paying the extra for overhead baggage because you think you need it, because a lot of the time you really don't. So the next mistake that people always make is, obviously everyone knows that you have to check in online, but when you get your boarding pass, it's a really good idea to save it to your Apple Wallet or Google Wallet. This just means that it is so much easier to access when you've got to go through the gates. And with low-cost carriers, they can be very picky about where your boarding pass is. So if you don't have it on your phone and you can't access it, sometimes they will charge you a hefty sum to reprint it. So I'm just going to go into my EasyJet app now. I've already checked in and go on my trips. Got my boarding pass up here, and I'm just going to click add to Google Wallet. Now I've got it in my wallet, so I can just easily swipe it up when needs be. And my third tip for flying low-cost carriers is to not actually reserve your seat until you see the seats that they give you initially. So quite often they'll try and charge you for seats and they'll say avoid sitting in the middle. You might pay for your seats, go through the whole process, be able to select them, but if you're not picky about where in the actual plane you're sitting, you just want to avoid the middle seat, it's always worth going with a random seat selection first, seeing if they give you the middle seat, and if they don't, then changing it. I am actually in a middle seat for my flight tomorrow. I haven't bothered changing it because it's a very short flight. But on the way back, I also went through random seat selection and I just got an aisle seat and I didn't have to pay for it. Good morning. I have just arrived at Bristol Airport and I've just parked my car, which brings me to my next mistake that a lot of people make when they're flying budget carriers or any carriers really, and that is not booking airport parking in advance enough. So it's great that you've got a good deal on your flight, but do bear in mind that you will also need to pay for airport parking if you are taking your car to the airport, and the earlier you book, the better. The best way to book airport parking is with the Holiday Extras app. It's really easy to use, they always have great prices, and you can book both your parking and things like transfers, lounge access, even airport hotels, all within the same app, so you have your bookings in the same place. You download the app, you'll have all your bookings literally on your phone, and it will make your flight so much more hassle-free. And also with Holiday Extras, you can book all sorts of different airport parking. For example, in Bristol, they have the Silver Zone drop-off, which is a bit cheaper, but you have to get a bus to the terminal, or they have the short stay, which I'm in at the moment, which is just for stays of 6 days or less, and you can walk to the terminal from here. So let's head to the terminal and get through security. So one of the great things about Holiday Extras as well is when you book with them, they send you a really detailed email with like everything you need to do. And this was so easy. They just had my details, my car reg, and the cameras recognised it, and then they just let me through. I've got a ticket that I've got to keep, that I've got to make sure I don't lose, and I think that's pretty much it. At the airport and in security, they have the new machines now, so you don't have to take any liquid or any laptops or anything out, which is really good. So let's see how long this takes me. I'm going to start a timer. Just under 11 minutes in total. Right, it's pretty hectic back there. I'm going to go grab a coffee and then we'll talk. Absolutely hectic. That's Bristol Airport today. Glasgow Airport is eons quieter and more comfortable. Bristol Airport was
hectic at 6 AM this morning. Now I wanted to share my next 2 tips for flying with low-cost airlines. One is water. So I did actually buy this water in Bristol Airport because I needed a bottle, but I did want to say, even though everything costs on these low-cost airlines, you can get free water. They can't refuse you water. They do get a bit annoyed if you're asking to like refill your whole bottle, but if you need a glass of water on your flight, you can ask for it. However, I would definitely recommend buying food before you get onto any low-cost airline flights, and that is because some of the food has extremely long expiration dates. I noticed a sandwich that expired in 2026, and that's not really something that I want to be putting into my stomach. Bus to the City is just leaving, but it's alright because they run every 10 minutes. I'm also filming here right next to a smashed up vodka bottle, so I think I'll leave this area and go and find the next bus. It is a couple of days later. I've done my whole trip to Glasgow and I'm back in the airport, so I thought I'd share a couple more tips that are good to bear in mind when you are flying low-cost airlines. So one of them, I'm sitting here on a seat and I'm looking up at the Lomond Lounge in Glasgow Airport. It's actually shut at the moment, but it reminded me of one of my top tips to add a bit of luxury to your budget airline flying experience. And you can do that by getting a lounge pass. So you can either do that with Holiday Extras, who I mentioned earlier in this video, or you can sign up for the AMEX Gold card. It's free to sign up, so you can use it like a credit card, or you can literally just sign up to it and you get 4 complimentary lounge passes literally the first time you sign up. So it's worth doing for the lounge passes alone. Obviously there's loads more benefits, like you can accumulate Amex rewards, which you can redeem for free flights, upgrades, and loads of other freebies as well. But yeah, just for lounge passes alone it is worth looking at. So if you use my link to sign up to an Amex Gold card, then you get extra Amex points. I'll write on the screen exactly how much it is, and just to be transparent, I also get some extra points as well. But you get more Amex points if you sign up through my link than if you do if you sign up just on their website. So it is well worth doing that. I'll put the link in the description below. And even if you're getting the cheapest of cheap flights, like even if you've got an £8 RyanAir flight to Budapest, I did get that a couple of years ago. If your plane is delayed by more than, I think it's 3 hours, you can still claim like a couple of £100 compensation. So hopefully my plane will not be that delayed today. I think it's on the way from Bristol now, so I think we're looking at max an hour's delay. But you can bet if mine was 3 hours delayed, I would be claiming that compensation faster than you can say free flights. You usually have to do that direct with your airline, but there are policies in place in the UK and in the EU that mean that you do. Sorry, there's building works going. That mean that you are eligible for this compensation. It is 12:08 in the morning and I'm back here in my car. So the plane was, I think it landed about 40 minutes late in the end. Then we had to wait for the buses to come and take us to the terminal. But obviously once you're there, it's domestic, so it is really easy to get through the terminal. So that wasn't too bad. And now I've got an hour-and-a-half long drive to get back to Devon. So my last tip, which you might want to consider when you're flying short haul budget flights, is obviously these flights are kind of shuttling people to and from different destinations all day. To get the last one of the day, there is quite a big chance that it may be delayed. I mean, the reason mine was delayed today was literally just because I thought it'd been in Rome, but the captain said it had been in Lisbon. But yeah, it's just been all over the place. And obviously any small delay then kind of gets made bigger, and it just has knock-on effects. If you don't want to be delayed, you probably want to get the earliest possible flight. Although Bristol Airport when was I there? 5 in the morning was manic the other day, and I was chatting to someone at Glasgow Airport and he said the same thing. He said it's always really busy first thing in the morning, so that's also worth considering as well, because Glasgow Airport was very quiet. So possible delays in a quiet airport versus a busy airport and unlikely delays. Take your pick. Anyway, I'm gonna drive back to Devon now. So let's drive back and I will speak to you in a bit. It is the next morning. I made it back from the airport. It was very late, but made it back all okay. So I just wanted to round off this video really. I hope these tips have been useful to you, and I hope you'll employ some of them the next time you take a low-cost carrier, whether that's in Europe or elsewhere in the world. I'm going to do another video soon about my tips for taking a long-haul flight, because I'm taking a long-haul flight over to Malaysia. So do stay tuned for that. If you've not already, please do subscribe and check out some of my other videos. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye!